Okay. Day one of Big Brother UK 2016 summer recap is starting now. So the day begins with, or not the day begins, but the episode begins with everyone coming into the house, going down the stairs. We kind of saw this yesterday in the live show. Everyone's coming down the stairs saying, hi, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. This is crazy, blah, blah, blah. They start drinking, having a good time, letting loose, doing the thing. Then they cut to the other house, which is Andrew, Huey, Jane, Natalie, Ryan, and Charlie. Andrew's 29. He's a four-time kickboxing championship and a champion at chess too. So I guess he's supposed to be like really smart, strategical, all that kind of stuff. Huey, he's 21. He's the Irish lad. I really like his accent a lot. And he is a traveler. He said he's an Irish traveler. I don't know what an Irish traveler is. I think he said traveler. It sounded like he said traveler. What's a traveler besides like someone who travels? Does that mean something else? I don't know. Jane, who is 49, is in the surveillance business, and I guess what she does is like sets up cameras or something and tries to catch cheaters or something. Natalie is the dominatrix. I guess she's just in there to stir shit up. She didn't really seem to have like a story or a purpose or a mission to being in the house. Ryan is 24, and he is the one that was linked with Sam, who's also in the house, who's also 24. And I think that they are ex-boyfriends of each other. I'm just assuming because they're both gay and they both know each other, so I'm saying that they're both ex-boyfriends. But I mean, I guess they could be friends, but I have a feeling they're ex-boyfriends or like ex-lovers, or they're not going to like each other because of something that happened in the past between the both of them. And Charlie, who is also an ex of someone in the house, who is Jason. And we'll talk about that kind of a little bit more later. And Charlie is a lap dancer, and she's very pretty. She's had some work done a little bit. Kind of an older, late 30s, early 40s, one of the older housemates. 10:37 p.m. The others start their task, and we kind of saw this yesterday. They choose the person standing behind the podium, sexy, who is Laura, but they don't know that yet. And so Laura is up for nomination, and she chooses Tisha to be up for nomination with her. But we already saw this yesterday. So from today, what we see is that after all that happened, the nomination stuff, Andy goes over and starts talking to Tisha, and he's like, don't take it so personally. Like, she had to choose someone. It's only the first day. Like, and Tisha, she seemed cool. She was like, yeah, I know. I'm not going to take it personally, blah, blah, blah. She's probably a little bit jealous of me, but whatever. It's the first day. It's nothing. It is what it is. 11:31 p.m. Marco and Tisha are somewhere in the house. And Marco tells Tisha that he's engaged. He's like, he has a fiance back home. He's like about to get married. But while he's in the Big Brother house, he has a hall pass. Which, I don't know if I believe. Does he really have a hall pass, or is he just saying that? Like, does she have a hall pass too while he's away? Like, she needs dick in her life too. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. He doesn't seem like the type, A, to be even getting married. B, he's 20 years old. And C, I wouldn't believe him. And then everyone kind of starts talking about their relationships back home, and if they're married, single, boyfriend, girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. Then Tisha goes into the diary room, and she like sits down, and she like hurts her butt. She sits down really hard or really fast, and she hurts her butt. And I don't blame her, because those fucking chairs in the diary room look so uncomfortable. We haven't seen the seat part, but we've seen the back of it, like the behind. And that part looks uncomfortable. And she said it was uncomfortable, so it's probably her big old booty just like can't like fit in there properly. You know what I mean? 11:52. The others are watching the casting footage from the housemates that are in the house, and I guess what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to decide like who they're going to target. Jason's video comes up, and Charlie's like, oh my God. She starts kind of freaking out, and they're like, what's going on? She's like, that's my ex-boyfriend. They're like, no. And everybody's like, wait, did you know like he was going to be here? And she's like, no, I had no idea and stuff. And so she was like, yeah, that's my ex-boyfriend. And he's kind of like talking shit about her a little bit on the video. you know, not knowing she's gonna be in the next house next door and see that. And she kind of has a little breakdown. She runs outside and starts smoking a cigarette. They kind of follow her and they're like, you know what? That's going to be our target. Jason is going to be our target. He broke your heart. We don't even know what happened, why the relationship ended, but they're going to target Jason. 12:45 a.m. we cut back to the normal house and Marco is like all cuddled up in between Alex and Evelyn on the couch. And he's like, you know, trying to flirt with Evelyn a little bit. Who, first of all, Evelyn is way too bad, way too fly to even be fucking around with Marco. Marco's a little fuckboy who, he's 20 years old, he don't know shit. Like, Evelyn's like way too bad for Marco. And like, they're going back and forth on the couch and Evelyn says something and Marco's like, meow. Who the fuck does that? He's so whack, he has no game. Evelyn's way too fly for him. I hope she fucking fucks. I hope she ends up with someone else, Alex or someone. And that's what it kind of seemed like. It kind of seemed like Marco was like in the way of Alex and Evelyn on the couch. That's what it seemed like to me. They're probably like, Marco, go away. Like, we're trying to talk. Oh, and then they lift the garden door so that they can all go out in the garden and see what it looks like and see the pool and the jacuzzi and like the smoking area and stuff. And there's a stripper pole out there. And Marco runs up, he takes his shirt off and does like this little pole trick. And I'm like, oh my God. Which, by the way, have you ever tried to do a pole trick on a pole? It's fucking hard. And he has obviously been on a pole once or twice before because that little trick right there, he made it look easy, but that shit is so hard. Oh, and you know, while they're out in the garden being all ratchet and stuff, they're being all loud and like the others can hear them and they're like, oh shit, that's the other house. Can they hear us? And they kind of start worrying about that a little bit. But I don't think they can hear, I don't think the main house can hear the others, but the others can hear the main house because there's more of them and they're having fun. And the others are not having fun. Then we cut to Jackson and Sam, who are also cuddled up on a couch. Jackson's playing with Sam's hair. Like, you can tell at this point, they've all been drinking quite a bit. They're all kind of fucked up. He's playing with Sam's hair and he's like asking him, oh, so what kind of guys do you like? And stuff like that. And Sam's like, oh, you know, wild, crazy, quirky, weird kind of guys. Basically describing Jackson. He basically described Jackson. So that makes me think Sam is trying to like get the D from Jackson. I mean, can you blame him though? Because Jackson's all up on him, like playing with his hair and shit, and he knows he's into dudes. So I hope this doesn't like backfire and turn around on anyone because I feel like that's what always happens with straight guys when they try to do whatever they do with gay guys and it always fucking backfires and gets ugly. We cut back to the other's house and Natalie is going on about how she thinks Andrew is two-faced because he looked at her weird. He gave her the stink eye or he gave her a dirty look or something and she's like, well, I think you're two-faced or something. I didn't really understand it and Andrew's just like, Andrew's fucking hot, by the way. I think he's the best looking guy, in my opinion, this season on the show. So it's 1:40 a.m. now. We cut back to the house and Marco is like running around. He jumped in the pool with his pants on and his shoes on. And the whole time I kind of wanted him to get naked. Like I thought he was going to because he seemed really drunk, but he didn't. And he's just weird. And then he starts dancing on the pole again and he's weird. He is like, I don't know if he's on medication, but he seems like he has like ADD or ADHD or whatever. Oh, then they lift the walls to the bedroom and everyone's like, and they run all to the bedroom. It was really civil, actually. Sometimes it's not as cute. It's not as like, well, they're not being very nice by the time the bedroom doors open. But this time they were all pretty nice. Like everyone got to bed except for Evelyn, the little Megan Fox looking girl. She did not get a bed and Marco's like, oh, love, come sleep with me. Like, this room over here. Evelyn is like, no. She doesn't say it, but you can see in her face, like, she's not trying to fucking sleep with Marco. Marco's like, you know, I can have my side and you can have your side and it's good. It's all good. Marco, please. Just 5 minutes ago, you were saying how you're only in the house to fuck some girls. So, no, ain't nobody trying to sleep with you, Marco. Little horn dog ass. 3:35 a.m. We cut back to the other's house, who are also drinking and having a good time, kind of. Ryan just had one too many to drink because he throws up. And he doesn't just throw up like a little stream of throw up. He like projectile vomited like 5 or 6 times. It was crazy. When he was done throwing up, he just like got up and walked around and it was all fine. After I get done throwing up like that, I need like a minute. I'm like on my hands and knees. I like can't breathe. I'm like dying. But he was fine. I guess he's a pro. We cut back to the main house and Sam and Laura are in a bed together, like sleeping together. And Jackson runs up and he like hops in the bed and he starts throttling Sam. I don't know. They have some kind of weird connection going on and the alcohol is bringing it out. Are they going to mess around? Sam and Jackson? I don't know. I mean, I hope so. Sam and Laura start putting baby oil. Oh yeah, the bedrooms came with baby oil so that they can have massages. They're like encouraging them to like fondle each other. And so Sam and Laura start putting baby oil on his back and like giving Jackson a massage. And I'm just like, oh my God, really? And finally at 4:10 a.m., everybody is asleep. Night night, lights out, see you tomorrow. Except for Andrew from the other house. He's up in the diary room talking about how smart and how he's smarter than everyone else and how he's the most, what did he say? He's the most capable of winning. Fact. He said fact after. That's not a fucking fact. He's cute. Like I said, he's the hottest one there in my opinion, like I said, but I think he's gonna have a really hard time in the house. He seems really fucking stiff, he seems like he doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything like that. He needs to bring it back down to earth a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So that is day one, the first day. Kind of not that much happened, but I'm excited to see what happens next.